This is River Roaring, celebrating the luminous life force in us all. All right, my darling Nicole, I also happen to know that you hold an incredible group. And that's one of the things of so many that I love about you, is that you help other people to find their own intuitive gifts. Because like we both said in the beginning, we all have a lot of abilities that our culture has created all of these agreements that we don't have. And so simply by millions of us agreeing, simply by that agreement that's unwritten, we don't have them because we don't acknowledge them. But the truth of it, I believe, maybe you don't believe it, but something different. Maybe you believe something different. But I believe that every single human being is fully equipped with a lot of what you might call psychic abilities. And it's whether we open ourselves to believe it and then start cultivating it. So what is your belief in this realm? And what do you do for Austin and anyone who's here and able to be in your groups?
Yes, I too believe and have seen over and over that everyone has intuitive abilities, and there are so many. Often people talk about the clairs, clairsentient, clairaudio, clair, which is like clear seeing, clear hearing, clear feeling,
clear sentience,
yes,
clear cognizance.
That clear knowing. There's different clairs, but there's so much more than that. Some people do automatic writing, where they might ask a question of their spirit guides or their loved one who crossed over, and then they write down the answer, and it's their guides or whoever they're talking with is guiding them into what to say. Or people get information through dreams, or people do tarot or oracle cards, use the pendulum, scry, do tea leaf readings or coffee ground readings. And I love these tools. I tend to not use tools. I am spiritually impatient, where I'm like, I'm not going to use a pendulum because it takes so long, because I just ask the spirit guides and they tell me. So it's really funny. But awesome. I will go and get my tarot cards read, or get an astrological reading, or get my Akashic records read. And I can read Akashic records, but other people are so much more skilled than I am. So I will send, like even yesterday, I sent someone to someone else to get their records read. Again, I can read them, but I delight in connecting people with who I feel I'm supposed to connect them with. So I love getting those things. I love other people using tools, and I guide some people through using them as well, the very basics of them. And then they can go get a deeper education from other people on how to do it, or from their guides. The things that I've learned, my guides have taught me over the years. It's very, very rare that I read a metaphysical book. I think I've read 3 in my entire life. It's very rare that I listen to a podcast, even though I will listen to this one. Woohoo! It's very rare that I listen to metaphysical podcasts or anything like it, because I don't feel drawn to them, because ever since I was young, my guides have taught me, or angels will come in and teach me something, or someone will come in and teach me.
I just love that about you, and I just feel like all of us, there's definitely no bad, there's no mistake, but we atrophy our gifts by using these other crutches. That's my personal philosophy. And that's okay. We're all growing and learning, and we have the chance. But literally, even me reading books all the time, literally all my life, because I was told that was a great thing to do, things totally atrophied my imagination. Oh, honestly, that's even though I have so much knowledge, from books. So anyway, I love that about you, that you just get it directly from the universe to you.
Thank you. I feel very fortunate.
Yeah.
I know I'm in a situation where I have high communication skill with spirits, and other people have high skills in other areas, but not in that. So they might read a book and feel very inspired and get some knowledge and feel motivated to do other things, or access, or get access a new skill or get downloads or something from books or podcasts.
It
which
might
are
spark
great.
their own imagination
Yes.
to go create something new.
Yes.
That's true.
And some people read a lot because there's this underlying belief that they're not enough. They don't have enough knowledge. They need to know more. And that's not the truth.
Yeah.
The truth is we know so much right now. If we stopped our learning right now, every single person on the planet, even the ones who are incredibly suffering or maybe challenging relationships, everyone knows so much. And yet we're humans or in spirits in these human bodies. We will continue growing and evolving. There's no way we wouldn't. It would be impossible to stop learning if we never opened up a book or listened to a podcast or went to a spiritual person or a guru. We would still continue learning.
Beautiful.
And so I happened to find the way that works for me. And I also wanted to make sure over the years, I was like, oh, wait, I want to ask my higher self what I think instead of keep going to my spirit guides because I'm going outside myself.
That is a really interesting topic to me. That one is fascinating to me. I don't want to derail us. So continue.
So that was just an aha moment for me that even though I'm connected with my guides, I'm still going to another personality outside of myself. Again, even though we're connected. So my higher self has a heck of a lot of wisdom. So also connecting with myself. So as far as I give an intuitive development circle the first Tuesday of every month, and it's free. And I just celebrated the 2-year anniversary of that.
Wow, congrats. That's amazing.
And I love it. It's such a great group of people, and the group ebbs and flows, and there's always at least 12 people, maybe up to 20 people. And it's so lovely.
And this is totally in person.
It is in person.
I love Austin for this reason. We do a lot of things in person. It's totally in person. It's a delightful circle. I've been there.
Thank you. I love it so much. And it's very, very important to me. It's part of my values that I always offer something free to the community. It's an essential part of my foundation. And so during COVID, I gave free online group readings up to 5 people. Now I can have 40 people in a room and give group readings or however, or more.
Wow.
But during COVID, I would cap it at like 5 or 6, and I would do that every couple of weeks.
Wow.
And that was online group readings. And that was when I started the free things. That's when I felt called to do that. And these people are just absolutely lovely. And a lot of them have become friends with each other. They go hang out with each other. They might practice doing readings with each other, talk metaphysical things, or just talk about daily life, kids and work and whatnot. And every month I bring a different thing to the group, and I rarely prepare for it. And usually this is me on the drive there. I talk with my main spirit guide, Sun, like sun in the sky. And I'm like, Sun, what do you want me to talk about this time? And then Sun will be like, oh, do this and this. Awesome. And it's very common for me to talk to Sun during the class as well and go, how do you want me to answer that? Or which way do you want me to do it or whatever? And so it's really lovely. And about, 4 months ago, Sun said, it's time to have other people's voices in the class.
Oh.
And which was great for me. And I love that he said that. So every month I have had in a different teacher. Mm-hmm. So I had someone do numerology, another person do crystals, another person gave us coffee ground readings, taught us how to do it. And
awesome.
She's from Serbia. And so we all had our coffee grounds, and we're reading each other. This Tuesday, I'm having someone come in. She's a massage therapist and craniosacral and highly intuitive herself. And she's going to talk about connecting with the energy within our bodies, learning how to read our own bodies, also from a somatic perspective. And then later on in the year, someone's coming in. He does sound baths, and he's a sound healer. And he's very familiar with somatic healing. And so he's going to walk us through some of that. So I will talk some in the classes, but we will have the main person And then often at the end of class, if people want to practice giving readings to each other, they can go in the room next door and do that. And people often do. And I have tarot cards and oracle cards and sometimes pendulums and other tools that they can use if they want. And my absolute favorite part of the circle is people stay afterwards to talk. It's my favorite part. I love, love, love community. I love bonding, connecting. And so people tend to stay a minimum of half an hour afterwards and just chatting with each other, swapping phone numbers and whatnot. And a lot of people are seeking. A lot of people are seeking community. A lot of people are like, I'm the black sheep of the family, or I feel like I'm intuitive, but I don't really know how, or I have scary stuff coming up, or I have nothing coming up and I don't even know if I believe in anything, or there's so many different perspectives, and you get to come to this group and meet other people similar.
Oh, that's so beautiful. So beautiful. And I also feel that nothing could be more perfect for our time that we're in. And that you are so generous to gift that to the community and the world. And I want to get that back on my calendar. I want to go to that next one you talked about.
Excellent.
And I, there's a lot of talk about how we actually have higher powers, right now, we're in 2025 as we record this. And do you want to say anything about that? Anything about what's changing for us? Anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, so
as humans,
I say the big thing that's changing for us is knowledge. So it's not the intuitive abilities have always been there, but people's knowledge that they're there and people talking about it.
Yeah.
Like I started off at the beginning of the podcast saying so many movies and TV shows and books and whatnot, media looked poorly upon psychics.
Yeah.
And now the knowledge is, oh, actually there are really intuitive people out there who are helping make people's lives better, offering love, guidance, compassion, information. And so in the knowledge that there are people, I have a lot of parents who come to me who say, my children are seeing things. I trust them, but I don't see what my children are seeing. Can you help me?
That's beautiful.
And so then I go work with the children, and I mean, some of these children already surpass me psychic ability-wise.
You're seeing that in the young ones.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I remember the first girl who I could tell surpassed me.
How old is this child? Your teenager.
She at the time, she was a young teen. At the time, maybe she was 11. Now she still gets sessions every now and then. She's 14. And she would see things that I just didn't see, but I knew. Her spirit guides were like, yep, they're there. So I was told by guides that what she was seeing was there, but I didn't see them.
Wow.
And how, because she sees in a very unique way. She has abilities I don't have. And so but I can support her in a lot of different ways and then support the parents. So part of my work also is talking with the parents and educating them. So this goes back to the education, the information.
Sure does.
That people are going, oh, this stuff is real out there. Also, I just want to put a shout out for if there are any parents out there whose children are experiencing things. Yeah. Please, please, please consider reaching out to someone, me or someone else. It does not have to be with me.
Sure.
Reaching out to give these children support, because I've heard so many stories, and I've heard stories from adults who had experiences as children that some of them could be terrifying, absolutely terrifying. And then other experiences, beautiful, wonderful, whichever way, to be able to support these young people.
You want to validate these children.
Absolutely.
So I want to just stick there for 1 second because I guess family law. I don't know. I did that 20 years. I want to say that it is what I'm trying to say if I can say this succinctly. I feel strongly that over the last few years, especially here in the U.S., which is the only thing I can speak for, it's almost like there's been this flip. I know there's so many ways you could look at this, but one way I look at it is that there's been a real flip in there is the noisiest group of people talking to us. If you're involved in, I guess, mainstream listening, you have these mainstream media voices speaking. And just a few years ago, I would have thought most people were listening to that. But today, I do not feel that way. I don't think that's not how I feel. I never listen to them, but in the last few years, I have developed the belief that not many people are listening to them. So the reason I'm saying that is because it seems to me that there used to be a prevailing belief that psychics were crazy, or that the kids were crazy if they were seeing things. But now I deeply believe that more people will be believing this podcast than the mainstream media, and that more people fully know that we have these extra abilities and they want to know how to develop them. And then, therefore, when children say things, we want to give them a completely new level of credibility and validation and be curious about that.
Yes.
And so I think we're at a place where I really believe in my heart that the majority here in America are not listening to the crap and are actually way beyond it and way into what we're talking about, much more so. And so is there anything else specific you would say about these children, or how to validate and help them? Because I also, this is just my belief that right now there are more children being born with higher powers. That's part of this transition. One woman I listened to, it's very interesting. She said that there were indigo children. She's talking generationally, as if you would say Gen X and Gen Z, which I don't even know what those numbers apply to in those letters, but she was speaking like people probably, I guess, more my age or so would be indigo children if they had extra powers, or maybe older than me. And then the next generation of powers was rainbow children, according to this woman. And then the next one, crystalline children. And then she's saying that as of now, like this year, the new babies who are being born with higher powers, she's calling crystalline, I think, prism children or something.
Interesting. I've heard they've been called diamond children.
Okay, there you go. It's this very similar thing to a prism of a crystal.
Yep.
So please give me your take on these beautiful children and what we can do for them.
Yes. So first and foremost, believe what they're saying.
Yeah.
Let's say it's their imagination. Let's say it's not intuitive abilities, it's their imagination.
Yeah.
Listen to their imagination.
Right. What's
their
the
imagination's expressing something.
Right. I agree.
However, just listening.
Don't invalidate kids.
Yeah.
Period. Okay, that's the first part. Just period.
Exclamation point.
Then also.
And then, do they need support in this? Whether it's their imagination or their intuition.
Yeah.
Do they need support?
Beautiful.
It feels as simple as that. And educate yourself.
Beautiful.
So these children that are coming in, first of all, there are people who are really expert in this area. I am not one of those.
Right.
Of the different kinds of children, the different kinds of abilities, that is not my specialty.
Okay.
But the general idea of the children who are coming in with new access to abilities.
Yeah.
So there's this generation of children coming in with telepathy.
Yeah.
Well, and it's all over the place of these new children coming in. So our generation aren't particularly telepathic. When I have two children, 23 and 29. My daughter, my 23-year-old, is telepathic. It took us a long time to figure it out because that's not the thing that's on my radar. So when she would come home and tell me experiences, but she's not using the word telepathy, and she's so upset because she heard her teacher's thoughts, but she's not really saying I heard. She's like, I don't think Mr. So-and-so likes me or likes another student. And because she's younger, she's not saying the key words that I would hear for telepathy.
Not using adult words for the same thing.
Yes.
Or good one.
Or she remembered the first time that she heard one of her co-students say something in his mind. And it was so upsetting to her to be able to, it was a consent thing for her, where she heard him say something private about something else, like a girl he liked or whatever it might be, just had some thought. And she's like, he would not want me to know that.
Okay.
And my daughter came home really upset. And so it's
a great example.
Right? It took me a while to realize, oh, she's telepathic. Now I say that I don't particularly have telepathic abilities, except when I'm with my daughter, because she has the natural ability that amplifies my ability.
Beautiful.
So that is something for people to be aware of. this may not be across the board, but for many people, if you're near someone who has certain abilities and you have them as well, it might amplify those abilities. So these children that are coming in, you can also look at, there's a whole group of, this is a big generalization, but there's a group of children on the planet that are, if you think about them, I don't want to say who they are right now, but if you think about them, you might think love. And I would say those are children with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
That is a whole group of children. Now, I'm not going to say this is for every child because I don't want to do like intense generalizations. But the question that I have is, did this group of souls agree to bring in and anchor more love onto the planet? And I don't know the answer to that.
Right.
But I feel there's something there.
My theory is yes.
Yeah, I'm guessing so. I could be wrong. And then you have this group of autistic children coming in.
Yeah. Non-speakers.
Non-speakers who are bringing in telepathy in a bigger way. Was telepathy already here? Was love already here? Yes. They're bringing it in a bigger way. Then you have these fresh from the womb babies. What are they bringing in? I don't know, but I'm sure as heck excited to find out.
Me too.
And that as they're bringing these things in, love, telepathy, whatever it might be, we get to have our downloads, activations, embody more of those things within ourselves, or simply support. Someone may not actually be telepathic, but they sure as heck can support the telepathic children that are coming in.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
So validate, educate yourself.
Yes.
Get support for you and them.
Yes.
The children. You are saying things you might not understand right now.
Yeah.
And support and help them in developing these skills. We can enter a new era.
Yes.
Here as humans,
Yep.
where we now support all these gifts, and
Yes.
we, instead of stomping them out in each other when we were little. So I just think this is such a beautiful opportunity of rebirthing for all of us, because that is just knowing about these children and the side. I'm not even a parent. I've learned, I've grown so much. You know, this is an opportunity. What I want to say here is, let's set aside our old ideas and instead let's see if we have opportunities to learn from the children.
Yes.
That's the way I would put it.
Yeah, and I would even say it may be in some cases not setting aside our old ideas, but learning from our old ideas. Where are those old ideas from? Are they from society? Are they from our family lineage? Like, there's important things, at least for me, of like, wow, where's that misbelief from?
Beautiful.
And what have I learned from it? Like, I have a misbelief, that
Beautiful.
whatever, a certain group of people aren't smart or whatever it might be. Ooh, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Like, let's look at that. And
Beautiful.
And then, so ideally we gain wisdom from those non-truths.
Beautiful.
And then we add to the new truths coming
That's
in.
such a big lesson. That's such a big lesson.
Yeah.
For every single thing you just taught me, and I just, for every single thing that we want to reject or release, let's see what the lesson is as well. That's what we're here to do.
It's one of the things that I learned from the entities.
Wow. We haven't talked a lot about them, and we talked a little. Do you want to say anything else about them before we continue on? Just, I know they're your specialty.
Yeah, it's the thing of where I used to say, I would send them on without talking with them.
That's it.
And then I was missing so much information because I saw them as negative. And they do have harmful and negative effects on people. I do want to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Yet I can learn from it. And so now I talk with, some I do not talk with. Some need to get the heck out of Dodge, like as fast as possible because they're causing so much harm.
Yeah.
Or they're dangerous.
Yeah.
But most I talk with now. So it's how I look at negative beliefs about ourselves of like, well, wait, why do I have that? Why do I have that belief about myself or others? Yeah.
Simply getting something out of our space doesn't necessarily teach us the lesson of that thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Or if we go, oh, all of our old boyfriends or girlfriends that we dated, they're all terrible. Well, what did you learn? Yeah. What did we learn in that? Like you and I were talking just a little while ago. I have a lot of items from my past relationships, whether it be photos or things that are sentimental. I don't get rid of a lot of that stuff because I value my past relationships so much. And so looking at all of our stuff. I don't know where we got, how we got here.
We're here to learn. And
But-
we were learning about, all this intuitive stuff.
Yeah.
And how you're sharing the knowledge.
Yeah. And I want to share a story having to do with the children, because even though we're talking about rainbow children, indigo children, diamond children, whatever, and that seems like, wow, and for some people maybe even far-fetched, I want to give a more a situation that I hear even more of.
More common.
Which is one time I was at a festival, and these people giving the festival lived on that land, and they invited me. The festival ended, I was helping pack up, and they're like, hey, you want to come in for breakfast? I'm like, sure. I don't know these people at all. They had a huge round table. They had 9 people around the table. It was so warm and welcoming. And there was a mom and a dad and a grandma and a daughter. So we have 3 generations there. There was a monk there from somewhere. There were people from around the world. And I said, may I use the restroom? I went into the restroom, and right when I walked in, a hand of a spirit from below the floorboards reached up through the floor, grabbed my calf, and yanked me down. And I fell and fell into the cabinet.
Oh my God.
The countertop, and the counter, I caught myself before I hit the floor.
Whoa.
And without even thinking, I immediately put up extra protection and pushed the spirit down and said, you may not touch me. And he was like, okay. And so he pushed down, and I needed to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom
to do it. Yeah.
And then I said, hey, who are you? What's going on here? And he was getting my attention, but in a very startling way. So I went out. Again, I don't know this family who lives there. And I said, hey, how long have you had this house? And they're like, oh, we had it this long and whatnot. And the mom says, why? Did you feel any ghosts here? And so she's like right there.
Yeah.
And I said, well, as a matter of fact, I did. And I shared, and the mom and daughter immediately started crying. And the daughter is, at the time, she was 18, 19. And the mom, they just have tears streaming down. And the mom turns to the daughter and says, I'm so sorry. We believed you, but we just didn't know. And so then they shared how the daughter was terrified. That used to be her bedroom and bathroom. So I walked through her bedroom into the bathroom. She used to be terrified. And I said, there are 2 spirits there. One that was below the floorboards, and one who stands outside your bedroom window. And she goes, I told you, Mom. I told you. And she goes, your father and I believed you, but we just didn't know. We didn't know what to do with the information. We didn't know how to get rid of them. We didn't know where to, we didn't know.
Yeah.
And there was so much love in that.
Yeah.
And also helplessness.
Yeah.
And so I said to the daughter, I said, do you want to know about these 2 spirits? They were ghosts, so that means they were human who crossed over, but they did not move on to the next places.
Okay.
I said, do you want to know about them? And she said yes. And so I told them about them, and they both were ready to cross over. And her spirit guides told me she can be part of the process. And so I taught her one of my versions of helping spirits go on, and she was part of that process. So it was very empowering to her. And I would say that experience was a very typical experience where a child has something happen that's scary to them, and the parents believe them, but also they don't have proof.
Yeah.
Or they don't know what to do. And then even though it was years later, she was so scared of that room, she refused to sleep in that bedroom anymore. So the grandma moved in the bedroom. The grandma didn't see them at all. So she was totally fine. She slept in that room for 2 years, and she's like, I am no longer sleeping. She was so sensitive.
Yeah.
And these ghosts, they were fine. They weren't harmful, but they were scary to her because she wasn't educated about the ghosts. One was a little boy who fell in a well, and the other one was a native person who had been killed in a skirmish or
A
something
long
like that.
ago on that
Long
area.
time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago. And they weren't harmful spirits, but they needed help. And so anyway, that I just wanted to share that story, that is a common thing where I love when parents reach out and go, can we have some help? And sometimes I'll hear something and I'll go, I'm going to send you on to someone else who's more of an expert in this area. I love doing that. I love connecting with people.
I see that in your smile.
I do. I love it so much. And, so anyway, yeah.
That's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Is there any last thing that you would want to share with our audience about them and what their potential is, what they could do if they want to learn more or develop or cultivate their own abilities more to see the unseen, hear the unheard?
Beautiful. I would encourage them to take some classes, or mine or whoever's. I also teach intuitive development online. I give psychic group readings, whatnot. But there are so many out there. It does not have to be with me. So many really skilled people. And so take some classes, go to some workshops. And part of, not only are they going to learn some things in these gatherings, but also they get to connect with other people, and I think that's really important.
Yeah.
And there's online and in person, and some people work better for some than others, and also know that you're intuitive. Know that everyone is intuitive, and the big thing is many people ask, well, they express that they doubt themselves, and I tell them I did an experiment with myself years ago, because I was in a big doubting phase. And I said, you know what? I'm going to trust every single thing that I think is an intuitive hit or intuitive information. I'm going to trust it for 1 week, and I'm going to see what happens.
Wow, I love that.
And so what happened was multiple things happened. One, I opened up more to my intuition. I became fairly quickly more intuitive, or more open to my intuitive information that I got. And also I became more okay with being wrong. So part of the doubting is there's this fear, I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I guarantee you're going to be wrong sometime. You just are. I'm wrong sometimes.
It's so scary when there's kind of important questions or something.
Yeah, I'm just wrong
Wow.
sometimes.
Yeah, it's wild to hear you say that. That's so unheard of in this culture, to anyone to say that.
And just this morning I was sharing that I had this experience with a Black Panther, and he was giving me information. And I told you, because it was about such a tender topic in my life, I don't know if I was hearing it clearly. I could be wrong. Okay. All right. I'm not going to make life decisions over that particular information because I'm not sure if I was correct or not.
Yeah.
So in that experiment, I realized that, let's say I thought I got 10 pieces of intuitive information every day. So imagine if 7 of those pieces of information were actually correct and 3 were incorrect.
Okay.
Well, if I doubted myself every time, I would not have heard those 7 pieces of information. And if I trusted myself every time, I'd only be wrong 3 times. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong.
I love that.
And it's not so much information isn't big stuff. It's like, I feel like my grandma's here. Great. Go for it. Is she really there? Maybe, maybe not. Well, let's say she's not. But all of a sudden you feel warm. You might feel more peaceful. You might have a sweet memory of grandma coming up. Beautiful. Great. And then in that, you may actually, after that, connect with your grandma. That might open up the intuitive ability that before it was your imagination, and now it actually shifted into intuitive ability.
That is so beautiful, Nicole. Thank you for sharing your time today so generously. Is there anything else you want to share before we close out this beautiful broadcast? It's really beautiful.
Yes. Would like to end with, please everyone know, at least from what I've seen, and I've worked with hundreds, thousands, I don't know how many people I've worked with, everyone has a whole team with them, a whole family with them. And when I say family, I don't mean biological family.
Yeah.
A whole family of light, a whole team of light. Spirit guides, guardian angels, helpers, loved ones who've crossed over, including our fur baby friends. And everyone has multiple spirits with them at any given time. I see it. I see it every day I work with people. No one is ever alone, ever. We all have support and care and love all around us.
That is so beautiful. Thank you. It actually took me a long time to even accept that. And I hope that members of our audience will really hear that and take it in. Take that in. You are not alone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Closing out here, I'm on earth to support those who are called to bring maximum love and light into their lives, liberated self-expression in all realms, where all is sacred, connecting you with you to create a cosmic web of love and light throughout the realms. And I want to hear from you. Leave a comment or shoot me an email by visiting my site at riverroaring.com and click Get Started to share your question, reflection, or insight. Because together we can step into a more harmonious vibration. We can fly higher, shifting human consciousness forever for the highest good of all beings. May the love be with you, and may the love be with us all.